Welcome to Living Your Maine Love, the podcast that celebrates the people who are living with passion, purpose, and a whole lot of heart. Each month, we'll sit down with people who are following what lights them up in Maine and beyond. Welcome to the Living Your Maine Love podcast. I'm Jeannie, and today I am so lucky to be here with Chelsea Roy, who is, God, she's so many things. She's an influencer. She's a content creator. She's a real estate agent in Maine. She's dabbled a little in reality television. She's, so she's got a huge following because I think she has such style and class and grace, and I just think people really look up to you. So it's so nice to have you here today. And she likes our water. So
I love the water.
Oh my God.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I am absolutely flattered to be here and excited to have a little chat.
I know, me too. And to get to know, I was doing a little research and I'm like, there's a lot I need to learn about you because
Yes.
there's a few like bullet points about you, like, Bachelor, but it's like, there's so much more to you than that. So I'm going to start with a little rapid fire round. So it's just like this or that. And then we'll get into like more of the intense questions. Ocean vibes or lake vibes?
Ocean.
Ocean.
I grew up oceanside my entire life. In fact, I tend to be drawn towards it. If I'm having a bad day, I just need to be near the ocean. It's very refreshing and revitalizing.
It is. And doesn't it kind of put things in perspective too?
Oh, it's
Right?
vast. It's endless.
Exactly.
It definitely does.
Yeah. Gwen Stefani or Blake Shelton, like music-wise?
Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm a 90s girl.
Oh.
Well, I was actually born in the 80s, so I grew
Okay.
up with Gwen Stefani. But recently, I've been more drawn towards country.
Yeah.
So
There's some good. Do
Yeah.
you like Jelly Roll? Are you into him at all?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I like him too.
I'm open.
You're like- texting or calling?
Calling goes a long way. I think text can definitely be lost in translation. They
Yeah.
can come out with a different tone that you meant. And people need to hear voice. I think we're lacking connection lately. So pick up the phone and call.
100%. And like I have so many friends, I'm going to text them about this issue, like their boyfriend. And I'm like, don't text
No.
about an issue. Texting should be, hey, I'll meet you here.
Yeah.
Or hey, or I'm in the lobby, right? It shouldn't be like for serious topics of conversation. Like, it's just wild to me that people think that that's appropriate.
And that banter, it takes up so much time. It really does. Just pick up the phone.
I agree. We're all about the calling. Maybe because we're not 20. I don't know.
That is so true. We're a different generation. We're old school.
I know.
Yeah.
Spotify or Apple?
I'm still on Apple.
Me too.
And I think it's a generational thing. I really do. I need to jump over to Spotify. I think I could probably discover a lot more music over there, but I haven't. And yes, Pandora is still something that I listen to as well.
It's okay. I'm on Apple, and like some of my younger friends tease me about it. Okay, whoopie pie or lobster roll?
I'm going to go with a lobster roll. Yeah, I feel like the whoopie pies are just a little too heavy for
Yeah.
me. It's funny because there's this big controversy where they come from. Is it Dutch Pennsylvania or is it up here in Maine? And I spent my first 6 years in Pennsylvania. But I
Wow.
consider myself a Mainer, everyone.
Yeah.
But I would absolutely do a lobster roll. I think they're decadent and they're kind of something special, especially seasonally. But we have access to them and they're super fresh.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's true. I know. It's incredible. Okay, Bachelor or Bachelor in Paradise?
Bachelor in Paradise.
Okay.
It absolutely has to be Bachelor in Paradise. There was just something, I hate to say it, something so wrong. And listen, I signed myself up for this about 27, 29 women going after one man. It definitely was eye-opening. Truth be told, I never watched The Bachelor before going on it.
Oh.
So I was really going in with my eyes shut.
How did the opportunity even come your way?
My friends that literally would host parties, and have like these little like gambles on who's going to win or who's going to make it to the next week. I had seen it, in passing, or I at least knew of it for a really long time. And I was going through a change in my life, a transition. I had nothing to lose. So my friends were really encouraging. They're like, you would be perfect for it. You should absolutely do it. Now's the time. And one night I was home alone and, sulking and whatever it was I was going through. And I'm like, I'm just going to submit the application. And sure enough, I did. and the phone started ringing. In fact, I was out on a blind date.
What?
Yeah, trying to date in Portland, which we can get into
Oh,
that
okay, I love it.
too. Trying to date here, and I had a call from an LA number, and I was like, "I'll be right back." And actually, I was at Eventide, which is my favorite lobster
Oh,
roll.
I
So full
love that
circle. Yeah, it's
place.
so good. So I took the phone call, and sure enough, it was one of the producers asking for more information and to set up a time for me to go to New York City for the first round of interviews. Yeah,
Wow. And then like you were on this wild journey.
absolutely.
You're
Yeah.
like, what has
Yes.
happened?
Yeah.
Talk about like surreal.
It was.
Yeah, we'll get into that more later. Is there any other let's rapid fire at? Oh, morning or evening person?
Oh man, dare I say in the wintertime I'm neither because they're both so dark. I have been getting into a new routine which has helped me mentally and physically of waking up a little bit more early than my son. It allows me the time to start slowly, have a moment for gratitude, read 10 pages out of a book, just to learn something new and really set intention for the day. When it does come to having longer days, though, I am a huge fan of sunsets, and even my
Yeah.
son knows it. So sometimes we
Aw,
go to chase the ocean and watch the
nice.
sunset.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay, rapid fire's done. Now I want to learn all about you. So you grew up, you're a Mainer, you grew up, did you
Yeah.
grow up in Portland?
Yeah, so I actually graduated from South Portland High School. I
Mhm.
grew up in what is considered Fairy Village. At the
Okay.
time was kind of, I hate to say this, but more of like the rundown neighborhood, which really surprised me. It was a working waterfront. I was right near this gorgeous lighthouse, Bug Light, and it's a really nice park. So
Mhm.
I had access to Willard Beach. There was also this other Maine community college. So to me, I was living the life and I appreciated just the fresh air I was breathing every single day and walking distance to a lot of places.
Yeah. So do you remember like what you wanted to be when you were a kid? Like what I want to be when I grow up? Like did you have were you like as a child driven to, like tell me about what you can remember from that
Yeah,
point.
so that's such a great question because I was absolutely not the child that grew up like wanting to be a firefighter or an astronaut or a doctor or anything like that. My curiosity ran wild, and with that was my creativity. So the drive evolved.
Yeah.
And I think that came from the curiosity and resilience.
Mm.
Um, Basically, that I didn't want a fixed dream. And I learned that I didn't have to have a fixed dream.
Mm.
So the more curious I got, the more it became my compass.
Interesting. So you were like, the world's my oyster. I'm just gonna like go on this ride and see where it takes me. So you weren't like, no, I want to be a doctor. You were like, I just
No.
want to like experience the world.
Yeah.
So you had like a really open slate,
I
which is great.
yeah, I definitely did. And I was in every friend group. I wasn't part of a clique. Like I really didn't put myself in a box. I loved on people and I loved learning new things. So I tried everything once.
Yeah.
But if I were to think back to my childhood and the things that, really interest me, it was definitely art. And more specifically, I would take the decorations from around my house
Yeah.
and I would create basically Barbie houses out of it. So interior design has been something I have been so passionate and excited about. And I find myself monthly, we'll leave it at monthly, rearranging my house. But
Aw.
also, this lends into what I'm able to do for my clients in real estate.
Right. That's amazing. Real estate. So real estate wasn't something that, was intriguing to you early on. It kind of came in a little later.
Well, back to childhood, I
Yeah.
grew up with my dad watching this old house. So there was always something in the background that had to do with homes. And of course,
Interesting.
yeah, living here in coastal Maine, we're surrounded by so much beautiful architecture, whether it be here in Portland with the bigger buildings or if it's a coastal cottage. I just fell in love with the I guess like the diversity in
Yeah.
different homes, but
Yeah.
also the integrity of the
Hmm.
homes here in Maine.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm from LA, very
Yeah.
different. And I drive around here and it's just, I'm like taking pictures of the
Oh, they're
farmhouses and like, it
gorgeous.
is so
Yeah.
gorgeous. I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie when I come here.
Okay, so there are some small towns we can chat about that are
Okay.
absolutely Hallmark movie.
Really?
Yeah, they're ready for a movie, and I'm like, maybe that's my next calling. Maybe
Oh,
I'm the one that's going to be setting up, just being in the background
yeah.
of production and things like that.
Yeah.
A scout of sorts for locations.
Would you ever do one of those, like, Selling Sunset type shows?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I could see you doing
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely. And I think that here in Maine, it would be really eye opening to not only the hidden secrets here, the hidden towns, things like
Oh
that,
my
where
god.
Mainers want to hold that close to their heart. So I
Yes.
understand that.
Yes.
But also just the I'm going to say it, the wealth.
Yeah.
There are some really pristine, gorgeous areas that are untouched, undiscovered, and all of a sudden you stumble upon a gorgeous home.
Yeah.
Gorgeous home. So I do feel like there are parts that I want to expose and
Yeah.
parts that I want to keep secret,
Yeah.
but that would make for a really interesting show.
It would be like, just the visually, I think it would be, like, and people are so into the houses and, like, in the design and everything. Yeah, it would be amazing. Okay, so growing up, you were open-minded, you were adventurous. What was your first job?
Okay, my first job was babysitting.
Okay.
And that probably started
I love
honestly
it.
at 11 or 12. I grew
Yeah.
up really fast,
Yeah.
extremely responsible at a young age. And after that, I started helping a neighbor who owned a cleaning company. Ooh, this is good. So I started helping a neighbor who owned a cleaning company, and they were cleaning for a building here in Portland. And one of the floors was a marketing agency. And that's where light bulbs started to go off in my head. With the creativity, I then wanted to pursue an interest in ghostwriting or
Mm.
coming up with like these really fun, cool slogans for brands or ideas that would help pitch a new product. And
Yeah.
I absolutely love the idea. So from there, I actually started working at a ice cream shop, and then I still had no idea what I wanted to do other than I
That's
knew,
okay,
yeah, I
though.
wanted to creatively express myself and
Yeah.
help others grow.
Yeah. I think it's, I don't know. I think sometimes you pigeonhole yourself and you're like, I'm going to be this
Yeah.
because we're so different as we, each decade that we grow too. So I think it's great that you were open-minded.
Definitely.
So how did, okay, you told me before that, how did The Bachelor enter the equation?
Okay.
In the reality chapter of your life.
I know. It's so funny. Okay, so back this up a little bit.
Mhm.
I still had no idea what I wanted to do. So I put myself, I came from a family that really was like the lower end of middle class. So
Yeah.
I needed to afford
Yeah.
college, which meant in state. And with that also meant I needed to find a place to live. My parents always used to say 18 out of here,
Oh,
like you need to
yeah.
grow up. So I ended up going to USM. And one of the students there that I was connecting with was starting to explore modeling. And he said, "You have to meet my agent." So I met
Mhm.
this agent who was here locally, and he put me and 5 other men
Yeah.
in a van, and we drove down to New York City and went on a bunch of go-sees.
Really?
Yes. So
Wow.
I met with a bunch of different agencies. Most of them gawked at me because at most I'm 5'7". I
Oh,
was
okay.
very, very short
Right.
for the industry, especially at that time. We're talking 15 years ago.
Mhm.
And then there was also expectations around size and things like that
Yeah.
that I'm so happy to see gone. So
Thank
yeah,
God. Yeah.
yeah. But I did land an agent or an agency in New York City, VNY Model Management, and I took the chance as one
Yeah.
does, or I do as a yes girl. And I moved down to New York City with one bag and one luggage
Oh my
towing
God.
behind me. And I sublet from a friend from high school in their room in the Bronx.
Wow.
And the rest is history. I called it my one hot summer because New York City can get extremely hot, and people, typically they go to the Hamptons, and
Yes.
yeah, they get out of the city. And I was there to really learn the industry. So it didn't last long
Yeah.
because going back to not really having the funds to,
Right.
especially in New
Oh
York
my
City, to
God. Yeah.
survive.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to book gigs. I was at Versace. I was doing things at Von Cleef and Apparel's. I'm on the cover of a book. I did really good work for that short amount of time. And I was only 19 by myself. So that's a lot of growth. That's a
Oh,
huge
yeah.
growth period. And that's the time to have confidence. You're walking into
Yes.
rooms with hundreds of other models, and you have to stand out.
Yeah. Where did you get the courage to be like to take risks like that? Just to go to New York? I mean,
I
not
had nothing
everybody
to
would.
lose.
Yeah.
Really, when it comes
Yeah.
down to it, no matter your background or where you're coming from, you're here once. And I think you have to remind yourself of that. This is the one life that every morning you are, blessed with waking up to. So how are you going to make the most of it? And my biggest fear is living with regret.
Oh my God.
So I want
Yeah.
to know that I tried something,
Yeah.
and if it didn't work out, wasn't for me, set it aside and move on. And I think that that's like a really huge thing that a lot of people um, probably can be impacted by
Yeah.
in positive ways.
What is your like how do you feel about failure?
Mm, honest, I'm gonna swear a little.
It's okay.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
but there's something good that comes from failure. I think a lot of it goes back to the confidence. It can absolutely knock you on your ass. Like it really, really can, especially when you're hard on yourself and you're a perfectionist. Failure doesn't come easy, but from that is definitely a learning curve. And if you can pull that out and not focus on I wasn't good enough, and you can focus on how can I pivot, how can I be better, how can I do more, um, as long as you're staying true to who you are and you're not people pleasing, it's really impactful. I think failure is needed in life. If you're handed something, I actually feel like it leads to not appreciating
Totally.
anything.
Yeah. Totally. How can you appreciate like the wins if you,
Right.
haven't had some losses? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know how many no's I heard in New York
oh my
City, by the way?
God.
Like, so many
I
no's.
love that you're saying that
Yeah.
because everybody gets that.
Yep. Yeah.
Ollie Wright was here before, and he was saying that people told him, you never, give up your soccer dreams. You're not going to make it. And he just kept going and kept going. And I feel like that self-belief is like the most important thing that we can have,
Yeah. At the end of the day,
Um,
we are waking up, going to bed and waking up for
yeah.
us.
Yeah,
We are living our own life and nobody else gets to dictate that. And I think that's really important.
totally important. Okay, so you did that in college, summer modeling. What was next?
Okay, come back from that.
You're like, that was a
Yes,
summer?
yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So next chapter is I come back and I'm still clueless on exactly what I want to do, but I knew that another interest of mine was health and fitness. It kind of tied into the modeling, and it tied into the overall well-being of everyone. Because again, I love making sure everyone, when they're around me, they leave feeling fulfilled or really good about themselves. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can get into this a little bit. So I started studying dietetic nutrition at Southern Maine Community College. Or it was called SMTC at the time, but we're older now. And from there, because I was local, I was going out with friends that were still at USM, and I met my son's father. So then that's the next chapter.
Okay.
Yes. And so we were together for 6, 7 years. And then fast forward, all was good and great there. But we ended up not working out. And that's when the opportunity to go on The Bachelor came about. Yeah.
Okay. Through friends that were
Yes,
like, we
yes.
think you'd be perfect on
Yeah.
the show.
Yep, exactly.
So did that happen quickly?
It didn't. I
Yeah.
think that was within a year or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just to get my bearings going and really think about what it is and who I am too. But what better way to discover who you are
Oh my God.
other than isolating yourself on reality TV?
I can't even imagine like the learnings from that experience. Like, did you watch yourself on the show? Like,
Oh my
what
God, that was
did you-
so cringe. Well, the editing, I mean, producers are so good at what they do. And then
Yeah.
you have one that they assign to you. So you get close to that person, you start really trusting them, and they start asking you the hard questions in these personal interviews, and all of a sudden you're crying and you're going through trauma and you're all these things that maybe you didn't have the time to actually sit with before.
And you're probably forgetting at times, like,
Oh, yeah.
10 million people are going to be seeing
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is the way that they edit. I could be walking away and then there's this voiceover from what I said 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and it has nothing to do with the situation, but it could make you look like a hero or it could make you look like a villain. So you really don't have control over that. And I didn't understand it at the time prior to it. I thought for sure this is going to be like a very wholesome love story. And the reason why I was chosen out of, let's be honest, probably thousands
Yeah.
of applicants.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, this is for a reason. This person could actually be my guy, my man.
Yeah.
So I believed in that, and yeah, I went in full send is what the kids are
Yeah.
saying.
Well, you
Yeah.
probably like, you told me you hadn't really watched the show, so you
No.
sort of, that was maybe a benefit in some ways, but also a detriment. But, I'm sure when you got here, you realized what was going on.
Yeah, it was like the perfect time for little old me to be going in looking for like positivity
Yeah.
and optimism in life and
Yeah.
true love. And
Yeah.
having that happy ever after
Right.
was so important to me at the time.
But when you got on the show, did you still think, "Oh, this is possible," or did you think, "Oh my god, what am I doing here?"
Yeah, I would say after week 2 or 3, when I started to sit back and observe and understand what was going on, I lost hope. And so that's when I started having personal conversations with the producers saying, listen, I have a son at home. Please
Exactly.
don't waste my time. I'm not here because I'm the token mom. I miss him. He misses me. And it's
Mm.
time to go back if this really isn't something that the Bachelor at the time is serious about. And
Yeah.
yeah. And so I could feel when they were letting me go.
Oh, wow,
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah.
So did you watch the show back, and any learnings about yourself, like, through their lens? Or did you feel like you're portrayed accurately?
No, I think there was some moments in the beginning, because I was the first impression rose, which is kind of a
Oh,
big
that's a
deal.
big deal,
It's a very big
yeah.
deal. With that comes the backstabbing, what they like to show, or the women that have it out for you because
Yeah.
what is it that he likes in her that I don't have? And so you get pinned up against
Yeah.
right in the beginning. And that's night one. And we're
Yeah,
all so
that's night
tired.
1?
Yes,
Oh
when you
my
get first
god.
impression. And we're up for, I would say, 24 hours filming. So
Wow.
the sun is coming up. We're on the bench. He's giving out roses, or first impression. I was safe
Yeah.
that night.
Yeah.
And you could see like girls are like swaying. Their eyes are closing. They're
Oh.
about ready to pass out, exhausted. Some girls start laughing. Some cry. We're going through emotions. It was really funny, but looking back at the way that I was edited, I hear a bunch of different types of feedback. A lot of
Mhm.
people thought that I was extremely graceful and I
Mhm.
represented the state of Maine very well. I call them like negative Nancy's from
Ah!
Nebraska.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would just want to be able to judge me based on their self beliefs.
Yeah.
Really hurtful comments. I would wake up to DMs that were just so nasty. And that's when I knew I was like, I never want to leave this imprint on people.
Yeah.
And I always want to give others a chance,
Yeah.
whether it be individually within their company,
Mhm.
within their mindset, or where they're trying to go in life. I want to give everyone a chance because we never have the full story. And so I want
Mhm.
people to remember that if they were to watch The Bachelor, any reality TV show, is that it's not the full story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are pretty, like, hip to the fact that they edit it
Yeah.
a certain way, and, I hope they are at this
Same.
point, but, um so would you do that again? Would you do the show
So
again?
I did.
Oh, that's
And
right.
I went on Bachelor in Paradise, and that was a little bit more enjoyable, but I had hope in it because it wasn't just one
Yeah.
male. It
Yeah.
was a bunch of different contenders.
Yeah.
And at that time, we had the Peter Kraus, we had the Ben Higgins, we had some
Mhm.
like solid minded, grounded, from what I could tell,
Mhm.
men that
Mhm.
could potentially come back on the show. And so I had my hopes up, and I knew it was going to be a short period of time.
Yeah.
And Sam was set back at home, my son. He's very well taken care of. And I had the pleasure of being able to FaceTime him when needed. So I said, you know what? Again, nothing to lose
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I gave it another try.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you're so, like, I don't know, you're just such a great spirit about you. Like, you're so
Yeah.
open, and, I feel like you're an optimist and you see the best in people. Even though you're getting, like, nasty DMs, you're
Oh,
like,
all the time.
it
Yeah.
just says more about them than you.
Yeah.
They don't know you.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Okay, so then after that, you came back to Maine. Did you come back
Mhm.
to Maine?
I came
Is
back to Maine.
Okay. And then real estate, how did that come into the equation?
So, real estate came about because prior to leaving for The Bachelor, I was actually working for a team of 5 agents as their administrative assistant.
Okay.
And so, prior to that, I was working for a title company. So, I had all of this
Okay.
knowledge in the industry, and I knew enough to go out and do it on my own. And so, I went ahead, I came back. Everything had to be hush hush. Nobody could know that I went on the show, when I was back, for how long I was gone. So, I ended up studying online for my real estate license while actually waitressing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to make ends meet, and I grabbed my license,
Yeah.
and I started
Yay.
yeah, I joined an agency right away, and I started producing.
So are you enjoying it? Like,
I love it.
yeah.
I love it because it is an industry that is never going to be the same. So you're
True.
constantly learning. Yep, you're pivoting in different markets.
Mhm.
You are actually like kind of caretakers for your clients, and
I
I
was just
love
thinking that
that. Yeah.
because you're helping people find a home.
Yes, and
Like,
that's
that's like
the
such a
dream.
huge part of your life.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, just like finding love was once mine.
Yeah.
Finding a
Yeah.
home, I think, is
Yeah.
something that everyone can relate to.
Absolutely. I feel like you've had such an interesting life and you really have achieved success. Like, I mean, looking at the very limited, you on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, it's like, she's got it all together. I mean, I'm just interested in your advice for people who look at you and go, I love her path. I love what she's doing. She seems really happy. Like, I want to have a fulfilling life too. What would your advice be to people seeking that? I mean, I think we all want a life like that.
Yeah, we all also want life advice, especially now. Things seem so uncertain. And I think
Yeah.
that's why it's no better time to explore all aspects of life. If you're interested in something, pick up a book and learn about it, or watch
Mm-hmm.
a YouTube if that's
Mm-hmm.
something that relates better to you. Life advice is you got to live it for yourself. You are inside your head, you're inside your body every single day. And it's so easy for us to be our own worst critics, as I was
Yep.
talking about earlier. And I fall victim to that
Mm-hmm.
so often, way too
Mm-hmm.
often. But you have to understand that, again, we're here one time.
Yep.
And thoughts and what people think of you are very fleeting.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time
Yeah.
because that's also very fleeting, but that's actually where like the quality comes from.
Yeah.
So it's more or less like how do you want to fulfill your time in your life for
Mhm.
you and
Mhm.
nobody else? And it's okay to be selfish. I'm starting to practice this more,
Yeah.
and I'm finding more happiness and fulfillment
Mhm.
in taking care of myself first before others.
That's real. I mean, yeah, that's such an interesting point because like I used to work at eHarmony and it was like you could be selfish in your dating life
Yeah, yeah,
because like, you're choosing a partner for life and you want to like,
absolutely.
be with someone that's going to enhance your life and you should be very selective about who you have
Absolutely.
in your life.
Yeah, it's okay to say no. I think that's another big thing. I am
Yeah.
Okay, so for the past, I'm 37 now. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna let another year go by where I'm
Yeah.
people pleasing
Yes.
because that only took away from me and honestly the self love that I should have been given to myself.
Mhm.
Because that's actually going to be a reflection or an extension, I should say, onto the love that I can give to my son, and
Mhm.
that's
Oh
very
my God.
important. Yeah, or a partner,
Mhm.
or my family, and all of those things. We have to love ourselves first
Yep.
before we give it out to others.
Yep. Yeah, because we're like, if we're not fulfilled and happy and good with us, we can't really be good for anyone else. Like, what does success mean to you now? Like, what if someone
Ooh.
said, "What?" Yeah,
I know. I got
she's like, "Get my notes."
I know. Where are my notes? Because I did really want to hit this.
Yeah.
This actually relates to what I just said.
Mm-hmm.
Success is internal before it's
Oh,
external. So, success to me now is waking up with clarity, confidence, and peace, even when things are hard. Everything is hard, and we
yeah.
can do hard things.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, it's having the ability to pivot when life doesn't go as planned without losing faith in yourself. I think that's so important. Again, we have to find ways to have confidence, whether that's through daily gratitude or affirmation, becoming extremely delulu, like whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is, or
Yeah.
finding the right friends and community around you. Sometimes you do have to break up with others in order to wake up each day with that confidence and faith because there is a lot of noise
Yeah.
out there. So, success comes from within and then it bleeds. Yeah, when you have that confidence within, you start to attract the things around you
Yep.
that are meant for you.
It's so true.
Yeah.
How do you deal with any like the negativity that comes with being like an influencer and content creator? Because you like have a great, have a good size audience, and are you able to sort of detach from that, or maybe you don't get a lot of that?
So let me tell you something.
Mhm.
Um, in all of, I think this has been 7 years now since going on reality TV.
Mhm.
I'll tell you, it's a lot more easy to deal with the thoughts or accusations from people that are out of state and not within my community. Where I struggle is within this own pod of
Yeah.
Portland, or greater Portland, I should say. It's a very close knit, everyone
Mm.
knows everyone.
Mhm.
So when I hear other professionals or grown adults wanting to have opinions, I try to have pity for them in a
Yeah.
sense where I know that they're lacking love, that it's not a personal thing. And I remind myself that I'm doing the best that I can and we're all living for the first time ever. And they are too.
Yeah.
So it's important that we all can make mistakes. We can all judge people, but I need to put my energy towards the truth and
Mhm.
facts rather than
Exactly.
in my head with what if situations or oh my gosh, is that really, really true? Or do I come off that way?
Mm.
I wake up knowing who I am every single day. And from that, I think we all can have a base level to
Yeah.
do good in the world.
I love that. They don't, and it's always more about them anyways. It's more
Yep,
projection. It's
it
more like
is.
like you're saying, I'm lacking love. I'm not getting what I want, but I see this person who looks like she has everything, so I'm
Right.
gonna take a jab. I'm like there's a lot of that. It's not
Yeah.
even really about you,
No, not at
right? They
all.
say that nothing others do or say is really about you. It's
And
always about them,
And it
which is
takes years. It really does. So
it
hang
does.
in there, everyone. It does take a lot of experience. It takes years to finally wake up one day and say, you know what? I'm not listening to the noise anymore. I'm listening to myself.
Yeah. And not caring what others think,
Right,
like you
right.
said, like that's a freeing thing, I think, as we get older. For me, I'm older than you, and it's like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Which is so
yeah,
nice and
exactly.
liberating,
It feels great.
Yeah. Wait, when did you first hear about Maine Love?
I first actually heard about it, I would say simultaneously through the Hearts of Pine.
Oh,
My
yes.
son is obsessed. He's actually part of the Maine Lightning, and I believe some of the players come over and volunteer their time to help the kids and
Awesome.
train them. And then also through social media. I
Yeah.
think that's such a great way to market. It's an easy way to market. So utilize that. But it's just Maine love within the community. I love supporting Maine brands. So this one I jumped right on. And to be completely honest, we talked about earlier, I'm loving just the flat water, the no
Yeah.
sparkles.
Me
It's
too.
so good. The
Mhm.
size of the can is encouraging to really nourish yourself and hydrate.
Yes.
And also, if anyone is practicing sobriety or dry January, the flavored sparkling waters are just such a fun way
Mhm.
to create these mocktails at home.
Yes. Yes.
And it's also just a way to like hand something over, something new to a friend and be like, here, try this and
Yeah.
support our local community.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's such a cool brand. I mean, I'm not from Maine, but like the company was started by 12th gen Mainers, and it's really about give back and the economics all stay in Maine. And it highlights the amazing resources that Maine has with Sebago Lake, which is like incredible.
Awesome.
And yeah, we've been so excited to, when you reached out, we were like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question for you. If you could share a can of Maine love with anyone, live or dead,
hmm
famous, not, whatever, who would it be? And it can be multiple people.
Wow.
I know it's
This
a
is
hard one.
such a great question. Honestly, I might pronounce her name wrong, but she's
Okay.
my current girl crush
Who?
because she is like an interior design, just amazing, amazing
Yeah.
woman. Kelly Rissler?
Oh, yeah,
She
yeah.
is so cool. Like
Yeah, super
yeah,
cool.
I vibe with her. I'm just like inspired by all of her designs. And because that is a place where I want to incorporate more into my real estate, I
Yeah.
would absolutely love to pick her brain
Yeah.
and share Maine love
Oh
and
my
inspire
God.
her to come up here because I know for sure her visiting the coast of Maine, she will come back with so many ideas for her
Oh
designs.
my God,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, I would absolutely sit down with her.
I love it. I love that. Anything else you want to share?
Yeah. So as we close this out, I
Yeah.
know that I was talking a ton about just having positivity and having space for others that might have judgment or, surround themselves with negativity and want you to be impacted by that. I want to thank you for having me
Mm.
on. I'm very excited to be here, and I hope
Oh.
that this was somehow impactful to other people. But the way that I want to end it is what I say to my son every single day, and that is make somebody smile.
I love
Yeah.
that. You are such a joy, Chelsea. You have like
Thank
such
you.
a light around
Thank
you.
you.
Really. I'm so grateful we got to meet, and
Yes.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
being here, and thank you for for sharing Maine Love. And we're a tiny new brand, and we're trying to make our way out in like
Oh,
a noisy
yeah, you're
environment.
doing it
So
right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's been it's all goodness, and everybody's just passionate and just about the quality in Maine and everything. So thank you.
Thank
It's been
you.
so fun. See you next time, guys.